So hockey is a really interesting game. And if you're not able to control your emotions, if you're not able to control your focus, if you get too nervous before or during the game, then you're not going to play to your potential. Your skills won't show up. And every hockey player has had the experience of doing better in practice than they do in game situations. And I worked with a hockey player, 15-year-old hockey player by the name of Ned, who let his frustration and his emotions get a hold of him and run away with his game. And basically, when Ned made mistakes, when he got beat, he would turn on himself. He would get frustrated. He would hang on to his mistakes. And the high level of play that he displayed when he was younger and the high level of play that he displayed when he was in practice completely disappeared. And he would tell himself that he sucked. He would tell himself he's no good. Why did you do that? His parents had a terrifically hard time watching him do that because he was suffering. And, you know, parents don't want to see kids struggling like that. And his coaches were frustrated because they knew this was a kid who had talent. But he would get so emotionally upset and angry with himself that his game just left. And he would end up retaliating. He would end up, getting kicked out of games. And so he and I started working. And the interesting thing when we started working is he basically thought that I was a shrink. And he didn't want to work with me because, as he said to me, I don't have any mental health problems. And, I had to explain to him that this is a training dimension. If you want to get good as a hockey player, you have to work on the mental side of your game. You have to learn how to handle mistakes. You have to learn how to focus on the right things. You have to learn how to deal with frustration. You have to learn how to bounce back when adversity hits you. And over a period of 2 months or less, actually, with Ned, he learned to become much more aware of what he'd been doing wrong that was causing the frustration, what he had been doing wrong concentration-wise that was causing him to play scared, and to turn that around. And as a consequence, his game completely changed. His game went back to the way it was when hockey was just fun and it wasn't, quote, serious. And he started scoring goals when he wasn't even thinking about scoring goals and getting assists. And his game went way up to where it should have been. Now, whether you work one-on-one with me on the mental part of your game, whether you work with some of the training material that I have, the audios and the workbooks, that becomes your choice. I'm certainly happy to talk with you about what would work best. You can always call me. But you have to understand, these are fixable problems. If you're watching this because you're struggling as a hockey player, because you're playing tentative, because you're afraid to do anything with the puck, because you won't skate hard for a loose puck, these things can be overcome. You can develop the mind of a champion. You can develop mental toughness, but you have to work at it.